Hello, in today's video we're going to learn the iconic ending to Jake Shimabukuro's Me and Shirley T. We're going to be learning how to play the chorus as well as the outro. Now we've already done videos that talked about the intro, the verse, and the pre-chorus. So if you haven't checked those out, they're all linked in the description below. Be sure to check that out. You can also find a free copy of this full tab available linked down below as well. So important to check those out. Let's go ahead and dive into this new section. It's going to look something like this, bringing the tab on screen. Again, you can download a copy of the tab just down below. But the chorus is going to look and sound something like this to start. We're going to start with our index to be here barred across the 3rd fret of the E and the A string, so just this little partial bar. We're going to pluck the 3rd fret of the E string, and then we're going to add the ring finger on the 5th fret of the E string. Then we're going to pluck the 3rd fret of the A string. And you see that I'm taking my ring finger off here. It doesn't necessarily have to come off, but the 3 is already covered with my index finger there. Then I'm going to play the 5 on the A string, and then we're going to do a slide technique by playing the 5 again and immediately sliding it to the 7th fret of the A string. So it goes. Now once you've done that slide, we're now going to be going into some strumming. We've done a lot of strumming in the song up to this point, and this is no different. We're going to start by index finger bar across 5, leaving the ring finger where it was. We're going to do a down strum now. And now we're going to introduce a new technique to this series. It's called a ghost note. To do this, just take your thumb and you're going to strike the thumb on the G string right around where the body meets the fretboard of the ukulele. And as I do this, I'm going to come kind of outwards with it. Now this is a small little instance of using ghost note technique, but this technique is really important to being able to play all these really cool high G-centric ukulele patterns. I did a whole course on ghost note strumming. It's available right over here. But the gist of this technique is just the thumb tapping that G as your hand comes down for a down strum. After I've done that, I'm then going to come up, and then I'm going to do a chunk, and then I'm going to come up again, taking my ring finger off of the A string. So it's 5, 5, 5, 5, just barred all the way across. And then I'm going to come up, miss going down, and then come up, and then down again. So that little section there measures 20 and 21, looks and sounds something like this. As we go into 22 and 23, good news, they're exactly the same. And so that you can hear it, here's measures 21 through 23, which really is just a repeated 2-bar phrase to start this chorus off. Should sound and look something like this. Now as we go on to measures 24 and 25, we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to go to middle finger 4th fret of the C string, and the index finger is going to do a partial bar here on the 3rd fret of the E and the A strings. Make sure you get right up next to that fret wire to get good tone. We're going to pluck the C string on the 4th fret, then the E string on that 3rd fret. Add the ring finger to the 5th fret of the E string, pluck that. 3rd fret on the A string, which is already there. And then 5th fret on the A string with the ring finger here. Then we're going to do some strumming, same strum pattern we did before. We're going to be holding this, so you see middle fingers here on 4, index is on 3, ring here on 5 of the C, E, and A strings. We're going to do a down, then a ghost, up, chunk, and then up, but now we're going to take this ring finger off and come up on that 0, 4, 3, 3 chord. Miss going back down, then come up, and then back down. So that whole section now, 24 and 25, should sound and look like this. Going on to 26 and 27, guess what? Just like earlier, it's just a repeat. So it's the exact same section. And 24 through 27 now should sound something like this, so you can really get a feel for the second half of this chorus part. this point, we actually repeat. This chorus is such an iconic part that we want to play it through twice when we go through. So I'm going to play the whole chorus now. I'm going to play it a little bit faster just so that you can get a really good idea for how it sounds. So this is measures 20 through 27 with the repeat. Should be something like this. Really fun. This is one of my all-time favorite things to play on the ukulele. And if you're playing along and getting comfortable with it, you'll probably see why. It's just super fun to play. But from here we go on to measure 28. 28 is kind of funny. It's a bar of just 2 beats. We've actually had this happen a couple of other times in the tune so far. And we're just going to be continuing that 0, 4, 3, 3, the same chord that we ended the last section with. And we're going to just go down, up, down on that chord. Pretty straightforward. From here, though, we go on to measure 29, and things get a little bit interesting here. We're going to start with the index on 0, 0, 1, 0. So the index is on the 1st fret of the E string. I'm going to do a down, 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 and then on the up strum, I'm going to add the 2nd fret here with my middle finger on the A string before doing a chunk, and then come up with the 3rd fret added on the A string. So I like to use my ring finger on that one, come with an up strum. Miss going down to begin measure 30, come up again, do another chunk, and then come up, but this time stretching my pinky all the way here to the 5th fret of the A string, again making sure the index is still here on the 1st fret of the E. It's going to be a bit of a stretch if you haven't done it before, but practice makes perfect with it, just a little bit at a time, and then come on an up strum, and miss going down, and then we're going to come on another up strum back to the 3rd fret with our ring finger on the A string. Before finally doing a down strum with the open A string, leaving the index still on one of the E, so 0, 0, 1, 0. Something like that. A lot of movement going on, but it sounds something like this, starting with 28. As we go into the next section here, measure 31, into the outro, we're going to start with a G7 chord. We're going to play 0, 2, 1, 2 with our middle finger on the C string 2nd fret, index on the 2nd string 1st fret, and the ring finger here on the 1st string 2nd fret. So 0, 2, 1, 2. We're going to go down, down, and then down, up with the 3rd fret added. I like to just kick my ring finger up 1 to the 3rd fret of the A string, go down, up, chunk, and then up on the 5 of the A. So if you thought the stretch earlier was tough, this one also has the additional index or middle finger on the 2nd fret of the C string, in addition to the index on one of the E and the pinky here at 5. Come on and up. And after we do that, it's fun to kind of mute the strings, because as you go into measures 32, kind of through the end there on 33, the outro is exactly the same as the intro, which if you haven't worked on, the link is right over here, but that sounds like this. Exactly the same part to finish the tune. So measures 31 through the end should sound something like this. Pretty cool, right? So this is a much bigger video than the other ones, going with the chorus all the way through the outro, but it's so much fun as you get comfortable with it. Here's what the entire thing sounds like, playing all the way through the end. It's going to be something like this. Pretty cool, right? Bring the camera back up. And there you have it. There is Jake Shimabukuro's Me and Shirley T. Again, if you haven't seen the earlier videos, they're important to check out so that you can get context for the whole tune. But there's enough here to get the ball rolling and really make the tune your own. I want to spend just a moment talking about that. This is one of my favorite songs to play. I learned it over a decade ago, and it's one that I use in my private teaching all the time. And one of my favorite things about it is how it's so easy to make your own. You can change up the voicings a little bit, do different things, just like Jake actually does. When you listen to Jake's original studio recording of this tune on his album Dragon, and then you go and listen to his live versions of it, it's almost a different song, and that's what's really fun about it. So as you're working on it, try different things, see what you can do to make it your own tune, and let me know how it goes, because I love this tune, and I can't wait to hear about how you've enjoyed working on it. As always, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to this channel for more tutorials just like this. Please consider checking out my Patreon page. That's where this tab is, available completely for free. But I've got lots of lessons, including courses on how to learn to play this type of style of music if you're interested on your ukulele journey. Thanks so much. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take it easy.